Okay, so welcome to week 1 of ISF Fuel 42, and I'm so excited to be here with you guys tonight. I'm just going to go ahead and jump on in. Let me share my screen. So you guys are going to be able to see my computer, and then, not that. We need this. And you'll be able to see my presentation. So we're all on the same page. And this is always in the way, but there is a way right there. Let's scrolling. Read mode, that's what we want. Okay, so I get to tell you a little bit about me and a little bit about why I put this together, but oh, I must have cut those slides out. I had some slides about me. That's funny. All right, well, I'm Audrey, and as you guys, I think you've all met my family. So I have 3 little kids, and my background is in endurance sports. I played soccer all the way through college. I played it in semi-pro for, I think, 3 years, something like that. And so what I found when I moved on from soccer was I really didn't know nutrition very well. And then I had kids, and I started to not run for 4 hours a day in practice and games. And I started understanding, okay, I don't really need this many carbs anymore, and I really don't know how to eat. And I was personal training at the time and still trying to find my flow with it right out of college and after the semi-pro soccer days. And in working with clients I'd say these past 4.5 years have really, really helped me lock in on a healthier mindset with nutrition. And before that, I was working cardiac rehab for 4.5 years. And so I really got a good understanding of heart healthy nutrition and what that looks like, and really kind of the clinical side of things. And so now that I have boot camp and I'm still doing my online training, and then I'm doing personal training as well, I've just been able to take all these different mindsets of people that I've been working with. And there are a lot of different relationships with food. And I just said, you know what, this really works overall for everybody. This works really well for short-term goals, for, if you're training for that, reunion that you're wanting to go to, and you can really hone in and you're wanting to focus in on your nutrition, and that works great and there's great results with it, but people don't stick to that style of eating for the long term. And so what I did was kind of mesh all these different ideas together and put together a system where I'm giving you a game plan forever. Are there times where you might want to pick it up a little bit more and really hone in and really nail it? Yeah, maybe, and we can do that when there's a time for that. But overall, this is to help you with a better mindset day to day with how you view yourself and how you're viewing food and how your different coping mechanisms. And we're even going to touch on, maybe in the past, what you've seen in your life. I think when we were growing up, we learned a lot of things from our parents that maybe they didn't want us to learn from them. Maybe you came from a house that was super strict, or maybe you came from a house that your mom didn't like to cook, and so you ate out a ton. There's just so many different things that we pick up that are either good or bad. And so what we're going to do is give you a solid game plan for eating healthy forever. And this is all clinically based stuff. I'm going to refer to a lot of studies through this. And so even as these fad diets come through, and that's another reason that I created this, because you just get lost. Do you guys ever feel that way? You type in how to eat to lose weight, and there's 4 billion results that come up, and it's there's so many different takes on it, and the fad diets that roll through that give people these quick wins, and over a year what happens, they've dropped the weight and then they've gained it back because it's just not a long-term solution. So we're going for a lifetime of results for you. honestly, this program, I probably should be pricing this program around $130 to $150. But my hope is that you guys will hop in here for a super discounted price and just live it, breathe it, give me feedback on it, and then let's spread the word and just help more and more people. And maybe there's a time where, you know, I can boost this program up to where the value is. But for now, I'm going to keep it at the $30 for my boot campers. And I think it's an incredible program. I think it's really going to change your life. So, all right. So my system overview is, okay, so this is the basics, and this is pretty exciting because it's this simple. And each week after this, we're going to be able to dig in deeper, and you're going to feel more and more empowered as this goes on. So the system overview, number one, our positive mindset shift for the week is I'm an athlete and food is my fuel. Okay, so I want you guys to say that with me. And let me see if I can unmute you. There we go. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. I am an athlete and food is my fuel.
And food is my fuel.
Beautiful. Yes. Now, the reason that I am so passionate about that is I'm going to have you start to shift your mindset. And it blows me away. There are so many athletic people that I talk to that don't identify themselves as an athlete. And all I think that does to you is hinder your results physiologically and mentally. I think that totally hinders your results. So, you know, maybe you weren't picked first on the playground. That's okay. You can still be an athlete. And by today, honing that in on your mindset, think of how that's going to be for like tomorrow morning when you wake up and you're thinking, I'm an athlete and food is my fuel. Your breakfast is going to look better. You're going to move more through the day. You might even have more energy because subconsciously you're starting to plant these seeds that you're an athlete. Okay. Now, I'm going to hone in on this through different weeks and different kind of tweaks to our mindset challenges. But just hold that dear to your heart. This is your flyer I'm going to email out, and I want you to print these and stick them on your fridge. If you want me to print off everything for you, I can, and we can figure out a good cost that might be. Maybe it's just like $6 or $7 or something to print off all the flyers for you. But these should go on your fridge so you can really just take into consideration every time you're going to eat what the system is, okay? So number one, and we're going to go through all of these more in depth, but water for the win. So drink 12 to 16 ounces of water first in the morning and before meals. So there's a few reasons that we're doing that, and we'll touch on that in a second. Number two, lead with the veggies. Fill your plate with veggies first. Look for ways to make veggies the base of your meal. So we're going to talk more about specifically how you dish up your plates next week. So I've got breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks, and it's super simple, and it has seriously empowered me through potlucks, through Super Bowl Sunday, through buffets. Anytime that you're looking to get your fueled plate of food, you're gonna have a game plan, and that's really cool. It has honestly changed my life. Number three, plan, prepare, and execute. And this one, we're going to just start kind of in stride with this. And then in future weeks, we're going to dig more into meal prepping. And I'm going to give you some awesome tips and pointers on how to do that. Number four, track it to lose it. This one will be kicking off this week. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that with just using your scale as an accountability buddy. Oh, shoot. I mixed that up. So track it to lose it is going to be your food logs. Okay, and we'll talk through that in just a minute. Number five is the scale is our sidekick. So that's where our accountability buddy is. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. And then lastly, check in to stay in. So there is a big difference. I can tell when people's mindsets are in on this because they simply text. We're going to open up a text thread. It's going to be really simple, and we're going to be sharing different recipes, healthy meals. If you have a question, if you're not sure how a plate breaks down in food and you're just trying to start to understand these different new, like the food umbrellas that I'm going to go over tonight. So yeah, it's going to be really powerful to stay live in those texting threads. Otherwise, people just kind of go silent and derail. And so that's when I start to reach out to you. I say, hey, I haven't seen you texting for a while. What's going on? And da. Okay, so you got to check in to stay in. All right, so water for the win. Water makes up 60 to 75% of our body mass. Did you guys know that? That is like so much. So you absolutely need water to function. You can kind of browse over those. Thirst obviously is our first indicator that happens when we're starting to get dehydrated. And a lot of times, excuse me, we'll start to feel thirsty, but we're start to feel hungry, but we're actually thirsty too. So those are good moments too to also do our 12 to 16 ounces of water first before you dig into a snack. But you've got your skin that gets dehydrated, your kidneys. The more hydration you give your body, the healthier your kidneys are. They're not getting pounded by such dense chemicals rolling through your blood. Physically, you actually perform better when you're hydrated. That's why I'm always telling my clients, and boot camp, I haven't really drilled that into you guys lately. I should pick up that and take a little bit more. But you can really perform much, much better when you're hydrated. Mentally, you think clearer. And it also aids in weight loss, and that's been clinically proven. And so that's why we are doing Water for the Win. This is number one. This you will start this week, and I guarantee within even a week of upping your water and then doing the veggies, you're gonna drop some weight. So you're gonna feel really good. So first thing in the morning, that can be a hard thing to remember. But I go to bed with one of these gigantic cups, and probably by bedtime, I've had about half of it. So I wake up, I sit on the side of the bed, and I just chug. Now, I do weigh myself in the mornings, but I do that every morning with my water, and so I'm pretty consistent with my weight because it's not really, that water's not even making a difference because it's just consistently like that. So here's just some more studies for you. Studies show that water consumption can increase calorie expenditure for up to 60 minutes. And then they're showing weight loss linked with an increase in water consumption. And then they studied overweight individuals who drank X amount of water daily for even just a few weeks, and they had a significant reduction in weight. So really honing in on the water is going to help you towards your weight loss goals. Are you sold yet? You sold on water being so, so good. Oh, and let me touch on tea is good. Black coffee without creamer, stuff like that added is fine. You can count that as well. Water, and then I'm going to share with you some of my my detox waters. So that's just like, I know we've all had lemon water before, right? Maybe cucumber water at weddings or something like that. So you can make your own detox waters in the fridge. My favorite is just getting the cinnamon sticks with apple slices, and I just put that in a pitcher in my fridge, and it's really yummy. So a few different ideas for you. Okay, so system number 2, lead with the veggies. So on this, I give you a full list, and I'm going to email these out as well. So you're not confined to these lists of veggies, but it gives you some good ideas. And if there's something on there that you haven't tried, I challenge you to try it. Like, have you ever tried tomatillos? You can Google and even YouTube how to cook with broccoli slaw, or different ideas for hearts of palm. Okay, so these are, hearts of palm are actually really awesome to just keep in the pantry, by the way, side note. But anyway, yeah, try to step out of your comfort zone and cook up something new and see if you like it. I actually just got, I think, covered by our faces here. But the shiitake mushrooms, I actually got shiitake mushroom chips the other day. They're up in my closet, and I was really kind of scared to try them, but they're so yummy. Okay, so we're going to dive through those a little bit more in a second. But all right, number 3 in our system: plan, prepare, and execute. So there's so many ways to set yourself up with success. So many ways, actually, that we're going to touch on this in a lot of different ways in the upcoming weeks. So specifically, just start to find what really works for you and what doesn't. And what I mean by that is just start with baby steps and see how that goes. And so baby step could be just chopping up veggies and fruits, maybe right when you get them home from the store, and see if that just helps you. So you're going to grab, so they're ready to go. So you can just grab them and eat them, right? When you're getting home and you're hungry and you're just ready to eat. Having veggies and fruits ready to go is so, so nice. And then you can plan ahead for a few of your meals this week. That always helps. I try to pick 2 to 3 meals that I just know are going to happen. And that's really helped my mindset a ton. So again, next week we're going to talk about this more, but with dinners specifically, I do a veggie-based dinner. And so let me check the time. Oh, we're going to run out of time. This cuts off right at 40 minutes, and I hopped on right at 8:30. So we're going to be losing time here in a second. So anyway, so just a few different ideas. Consistent effort with your plan will bring the greatest changes in your journey. So simple little baby steps this week. We'll touch more on that in the future. Track it to lose it. I have this, this is a personal training food diary record that I can email out as well. So I'll put that on. I'll write it down so I don't forget. But there's a lot of apps out there too. Honestly, for me, I've tried, I think, 3 different apps. And the thing that works best for me to track it is just writing it down. And with tracking, honestly, you guys, it feels like the biggest pain in the patootie until you just start to do it and it's just part of your day. And then it just flows with you. You'll figure out what works with you on this too. Like, I'll keep my paper in the kitchen and that'll work for maybe a few days, and then I noticed that I stopped noticing my sheet there on the counter. So I'll put it by my bedside, especially if I'm out for a lot of my meals. And then when I go to bed at night, I see my sheet right there on my bedside, and I'm like, oh yeah. And it takes less than 3 minutes. I'm not asking you to get super specific with calories or super specific with measurements. You can just estimate it, jot it down, make it something that feels okay to do. If you're like digging in too deep, it's going to be really overwhelming and you're not going to want to do it. And I want you to have the accountability of food tracking, and that's something that's been clinically proven as well. So for example, today I tracked and I put half a bowl of cereal. It was Kashi peanut butter crunch and about a half cup of milk. That's what I put for my breakfast because that's easy for me to know measurements like that. Then I had a bar mid-morning, a beach bar. And then for lunch, I had a bowl of salad with some red peppers, deli meat, and a roll. Okay, so it doesn't have to be super intense. As you get going, the more you can record, especially when you're in weight loss mode, the more you're going to understand what's working for you and what's not. And the way that it all comes together is because of this next piece of the system. The scale is our sidekick. I absolutely recommend stepping on a scale daily. There's a lot of fluctuations that happen day to day, and so I don't want you to get hung up on those fluctuations, but I do want you to start to correlate your food tracker to your daily weight. Okay, so when I'm in the flow of doing this, I can clearly see Which dinner? Like if I do, what's the one that's been just so yummy? It's been like my favorite. Oh, this is one of them. It's not the one I'm thinking of, but this is another one. When we do tacos and I do a lettuce wrap taco for dinner, and I can even eat like 4 or 5 of them because they're just lettuce wrap. I get super full and satiated on the veggies of it. But when I do those tacos, and it's with chicken too, every morning, the next morning, I have lost weight. Like it's without fail. So I really extra like those chicken tacos and they make their way into our meals pretty regularly. But you're going to see stuff like that happen in your own life where you're like, oh, that was a really good, I did really well yesterday. And look, I still had a cookie mid-afternoon and I'm down 1.5 pounds from yesterday. And it's because I exercised, and it's because through 95% of my day, I was spot on with nutrition. And I think that's been a really empowering thing for me that's helped me shed guilt, because I can still have a treat and I can still lose weight, or I can still, on Super Bowl Sunday say, hey, I'm going to have a few of my favorite things here and feel really balanced and good afterwards. And on the next day, I maintain weight. That's a total win. So you're going to really start to see correlations in your life. So that's going to be awesome. Okay, I'm not quite sure why proteins are down here. Hold on. That somehow got out of order. Okay, so let's hop back to our food. I was wondering where they went. So we talked through veggies. So I've got kind of this umbrella, a new umbrella for us. And I swear I'm going to have to hop off real quick. I have a different visual. I think this one that I have, this presentation I pulled up, has a few changes to it. So one second. Because I like visuals. I'm a very visual person. You guys get to see into my brain for a second. Going to my Google Drive. This could be scary. Come on, computer. Sorry. Yeah, I think because I was trying to segment those onto my website, which I'm still in the process of doing, so this information's easier for you guys to get to. Come on. Let's try this. See if my visual's here. See, there's my who am I and why another nutrition program. Okay, I'm not seeing my umbrella. It's somewhere. Okay, but here we go. So we've got leading with the veggies. This is kind of zoomed out. You can see it a little bit better. So veggies. And then we've got proteins. So I'm really just kind of reorganizing, instead of our traditional pyramid that we were all taught, which isn't the best. I don't think they even use that pyramid even more. So proteins, let me just give you a few ideas going through here. So eggs and dairy are awesome. I'm going to give you lots of ideas with yogurt, things to do with yogurt. I love Greek yogurt. Watch for it to be fat-free and low on sugars, because plain yogurt, you think, oh, they didn't sweeten it. But holy cow, I got a plain yogurt and it made it all the way to my house, and I read the label and it had like 42 grams of sugar in 1 cup. I mean, that is basically ice cream. So take a look at your nutrition panel, and we will talk about that in the future. But that's my little 2 bets for tonight. You can go scope out your yogurts, see how the sugar is compared to the protein. Make sure protein's highest and the fat's down and the sugar's down. Chicken and turkey are obviously great options. Beef and pork, some different ideas there to go with. Seafood is so yummy. My personal goal for the year was to get 1 to 2 servings of fish per week, and I think I've only missed 1 week so far, so that's been going pretty well. Scallop and shrimp. My kids love shrimp, and that's such an easy, yummy recipe that can be really quick for you. So if you don't have frozen shrimp around, I highly recommend it. Shakeology, this has been a staple in my life for the past 4.5 years. You can, if you're interested in trying it, I'd be happy to give you a sample, and you can get it through me. It's really the main reason I'm still with Beachbody is Shakeology is incredible, and it has probiotics and prebiotics and multivitamins. It's amazing. And then I've also been having a lot of fun with tofu actually lately, because I was taking my own advice to try some stuff that I like tofu. I've just never been able to cook it well. So I've been trying, and it's been yummy. Okay, so we've got veggies, proteins, and then what I'm going to call FCs, or our fibrous carbohydrates. So these are the main parts of our umbrella. So I hope you guys can see that. So I really did make the prettiest umbrella digitally. I'm very sad it's gone. All right, here's our umbrella. So with this, fibrous carbohydrates, this is the part where it really just blew my mind when I was coming out of my soccer days, that there are starchy veggies out there. So you've got, for number one, we've heard the potato thing, right? Potatoes still have really great calcium for your body, way more than milk does. And so don't just toss them aside, but treat them as a fiber-filled or a fibrous carbohydrate. So it's going to serve your body right. Sweet potatoes are top-notch and awesome carbohydrate for your body. Okay, there's our timer. So we've got less than 10. Green peas are actually a higher carbohydrate count. And so instead of peas at my dinner, I'll probably put peas at my lunch. And again, dinner, we're going to aim for 75% veggies. And so you can look through the veggies list and try to pull some from there. Beans and legumes are amazing, and lentils are amazing. Such good, you've got protein going on, you've got carbohydrates going on, and high fiber in those carbohydrates. So yeah, as you can see, there's so much to talk about, and there's so much more I want to tell you, but we're so short on time. So I'm going to move on from there. But again, you're going to get these food lists, and you're going to start to familiarize yourself with those. Okay, so as far as fats and treats, we've got some freebies on here as well, I think listed. Let's see, maybe that's the next page. Okay, so fats and treats, I kind of leave off of our umbrella. That doesn't mean I don't want you to have any fat. Your body needs fat, and your fat caloric range is going to be, as far as percentages go, is going to be about 30% of what you eat. But with fats, so just on the top there, these are going to add flavor and help you eat more veggies. Aim for a capful. So like with olive oil or something like that, just use a capful or a golf ball size of avocado, or about 1 to 2 teaspoons or tablespoons, excuse me. So I kind of give you some measurements there to help you gauge it. But yeah, like it was mind-blowing that an avocado, a serving size is like a golf ball size, or about 1/4 of an avocado. And I was doing like a full avocado. It's like avocado. So just putting yourself in check with these, using them as a way to eat more veggies. And I love that mindset, because adding avocado to my salads makes me eat more salad. It really does. And it helps me eat more of my chicken tacos too. So rolling down just stuff to be aware of. You know, dried fruit, sometimes people can think, dried fruit, that's really good for me, but it actually kind of solidifies into very sugary for yourself. So I use those for like flavor pops. You're going to hear me use that term. Flavor pops on my salads. I love dried cranberries on my salads. So yummy. Condiments, just some things to take note of. And don't let condiments throw you off course with your weight loss goals, because they absolutely can. A good tip of the trade, if you really love ranch, let's say you love ranch, get like half of your little serving of it on the side, add half water and mix it, and then it's gonna be able to drizzle all over all your leaves if you mix it up, instead of just like one big glob on one leaf. You know what I mean? So and you probably won't taste too much of a difference. It's just going to stretch it out for you. So here's some freebies. I'll let you guys read through those on your own. All right, cool. So now we're kind of back here. Did I close out of the other? I don't think so. Okay, let's head back over. I didn't find my umbrella, but it works. Okay, as I kind of get back to where I was, do you guys have any questions or comments so far? I'm gonna, oops, unmute. Glow, do you have any questions or comments?
Not really, not at this time.
Okay, yeah, this is less of a combo than our future weeks, but yeah, still wanted to give you the opportunity if there was. Charmaine, I'm trying to unmute you, but it's not letting me. And I'm doing the Charmaine one, which should be the right one. Okay, I don't know if you guys can unmute yourself. You're welcome to share a question or a comment or something that you picked up. Okay, so our last one. Whew, we're getting close. 5 minutes. How do I get back to my full screen again? I think, is it that one? Read mode. There we go. Okay, we're back on track. Sorry. All right, so check in to stay in. I'm going to minimize our lovely faces there so we can see. So I'm going to start off with our checking in this week. So I told you with your food logging, I really just want you to find a system that you think will work for you. You don't have to dig into food logging just yet, because what I want you to do this week for your main homework, I want you to do water for the win and lead with the veggies. And then this as well. Check in to stay in. And the first way that I'm going to have you check in is to send me a SMART goal. And a SMART goal is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time specific. So use this graphic as your guide. My example is just, specific. I will lose 12 pounds in the next 6 weeks if that's your goal. Again, this is just an example. I actually had someone join who wanted to gain weight, and they were able to do so in the right sort of way. So I will lose 12 pounds in the next 6 weeks by following the ISF Fuel042 system and exercising for at least 30 minutes 4 times per week. So this individual wanted to exercise as well. With this program, you guys, exercise is optional. And I feel like when you start to get in the groove with good nutrition, your body suddenly starts to crave movement. And I've heard so many of my clients say that like, yeah, I want to move now. I need to move now. And so, maybe it's too overwhelming to be exercising and jumping in on nutrition, everything at once. And I totally get that. And so just take this as baby steps. And when you're ready, you're going to be able to move towards exercise as well. And then, making it relevant. This is important to me because I want to be able to play and keep up with my kids. I want to feel good. And when I look into the mirror after these 6 weeks, if I've reached my goal, so here's the time specific and a little bit of reward for doing it. So I'm going to buy myself a new shirt. And the end date's this, and my mini goal. So this person took it a step further and made a mini goal too. By January 28th, I was going to make this happen. So again, here's kind of the overview for the week. So water for the win, lead with the veggies. And if you don't have a scale, go get a scale for yourself. You're going to use it. It's just going to be your buddy. I feel like the only time we're scared of the scale is when we haven't been on it for a long time. Okay. When you start to just take it as a grain of salt, is that the saying? So just taking it as information, and you're going to coincide that. You can put it right at the top of your food tracker, or log it into your app of food trackers. So MyFitnessPal is a good one. Really, if you search any sort of food tracking, there's probably 10 to 20 apps that come up. So you can kind of thumb through those. And then, but yeah, just tracking that along with your food log. And next week we'll jump into getting those two in motion. It's going to be really powerful, and I think you're really going to like it. So, and I know that's weird to say, you're going to like stepping on the scale. Nobody really enjoys stepping on the scale, but you're going to enjoy the information that comes from it. So, lastly, yeah, send me a SMART goal by next Tuesday for these next 6 weeks. So why are you here? Why are you going to show up? You know, I need to, oh, we did get Charmaine unmuted. Okay. But okay, anyway. So send, and then in the future, so check in to stay in. You're going to plan on sending me weekly updates. So that's going to be for each Tuesday. Yeah, each Tuesday. Plan on by Tuesday night sending me a food log, and I can give you feedback on those food logs, and at least checking in one time in our text feed with a meal or a question or some insights or something that's working for you. So you're going to plan on checking in at least twice a week, once through email to me. And if you didn't food log, just say, hey, I didn't food log this week. This is why. And, you know, I'm excited to jump in this week and I'm going to get more focused or whatever it is. Okay. And then you can also send me your weight if that's something that you want accountability with and help with on that weight loss. Okay. All right. We're less than a minute. So I'm going to unplug from there. Thanks for joining me, you guys. And it's going to be the same link, same time next week. And I'll open up our text thread very soon, like tomorrow.